ready for the truth?
Bring it on.
In this present crisis, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
Do you want the whole truth?
I don't think you're ready.
Governments don't control things. A government can't control the economy without controlling people.
It's Crane Durham's Nothing But Truth.
Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. We're glad you're here, right here on the AFR Talk Network. Happy Thursday to you. Big show tonight. Are you feeling Thursday? Oh, making it through the week, and maybe you've been doing that a lot lately. Well, I'd like you to consider AFA's annual Cove Retreat, October 1st through the 14th. That's right. Where is it? Well, the Great Smoky Mountains in Asheville, North Carolina, at the Billy Graham Training Center. If you were listening last night, if you called this number, well, Franklin, no, I'm kidding. 800-950-2092, 800-950-2092. When you go on vacation, what better way to spend it than with the likes of Mike Huckabee, who is a guest speaker, along with AFA president and today's issues co-host Tim Wildman, last night on the program. Bam! Christian financial expert Dan the Man Celia. Now, Dan the Man Celia, if you're looking for a little record of Dan the Man Celia, you might want to check out who predicted the commodity fluctuations about 3 years ago, and then who predicted QE forever, which is exactly what has happened. Well, it's Dan the Man Celia. And apologetics with Dr. Alex McFarland. And you hear Dr. Alex McFarland with our good friend, Pastor Bert Harper, right here exploring the Word. And then another good friend. I mean, this is a family, American Family Radio, locking it in. And then you got Tony Perkins, right? Tony, Washington Watch right before me. Bam, you're in there. Waking up with Sandy Rios in the morning, then Dan the Man Celia, you just go B-Man Fisher, Kevin McCullough with the AFA Today. You got it going on. We got it going on. All right. Are you singing a Bon Jovi song? What's wrong with you, man? Crane Durham's Nothing But Truth. AFA's annual Cove Retreat. And this is the opportunity you have. Rest, relax, refresh. And again, the number 800-950-2092 or go to afr.net. Do you have to say it like Al Michaels? Yes, I do. afr.net. Okay. October 1st through the 14th, Asheville, North Carolina. Okay, so big day today in news and a lot to get to. And we might as well begin with the story that everybody's talking about, and it's a New York City mayoral race. Don't worry, I'm not going blue here, and not blue, that Democrat blue adult or whatever they want to call it. I love how they talk about sleazy stories as, oh, it's adult material. You mean it's sleazy? You mean it's pornographic? Yeah, it's adult. All right. This is a report on Anthony Weiner's wife. Anthony Weiner is involved in a sexting scandal that has engulfed his campaign once again. Only 2 years ago, he resigned from Congress. As Chris Woodward reported at the top of the hour of OneNewsNow.com, he still gets that pension, doesn't have to worry about things. But his wife, Huma Abedin, who's connected with the Muslim Brotherhood, we'll get to that a little later, has stood by his side. Since he resigned, there have been reportedly, I think, up to 3 women that he has had further relations with through the texting or what's been described as sexting. The bottom line here is the press is saying Huma Abedin, since she was Hillary's top aide, has learned from the master when it comes to dealing with scandal. I'm not kidding. That's their take. Oh, she's learned from the master. Hillary Clinton, look how she handled the scandal. Don't believe me? Newsbusters.org. Noel Shepard did some great reporting. Here's just part of it. Roll it.
His wife is the key here, and his wife has learned from the master, Hillary Clinton, her boss.
Abedin has been a top advisor to Hillary Clinton. Their careers aligned, and there are now painful parallels in their personal lives. As First Lady, Hillary Clinton endured what may be the most well-known sex scandal of all time.
Huma works for Hillary Clinton. Is that her political role model? Is that her political role model as a spouse? Is that where she's getting her advice? Well, we know what Hillary Clinton did as a political spouse in the same situation.
But still works with Hillary Clinton, so they obviously have a very close relationship. It goes without saying that Hillary Clinton had some experience in the area of dealing with very public controversy involving her husband, so at least a good sounding board there for her.
Okay, good sounding. Listen, a couple things. One, I don't want to miscategorize the Clinton scandal because I think oftentimes history rewrites itself, and it oftentimes is the liberal interpretation of what happened. Oh, it was the obsessed Republicans with a sex scandal and everything. No, it was lying under oath. The money that was spent because the president didn't tell the truth until he was forced to because of the evidence bringing him there about lying under oath. And it is appalling that we take such a cavalier attitude toward these types of relationships, adultery. Nevertheless, I understand the desire to forgive and allow people that, and I've done it in the area of politics in the sense of forgiving people, absolutely, but I've forgiven them and I've looked for godly sorrow, remorse, and change of behavior directly. Anthony Weiner, I'm not seeing that. And there is a knee-jerk reaction to any criticism of people like Anthony Weiner's behavior and say, don't judge and remove the speck of someone else's eye, the plank in yours. No, here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for guidance. And at the bottom of the hour, we're going to get some guidance on how to, as a Christian, what the Bible says and directs us to do when it comes to these types of episodes and behavior, and meaning forgiveness, being blinded by your own sin, self-deception, adultery. Pastor Aaron Free, bottom of the hour, we'll discuss that. I feel, obviously, feel terrible for those involved and all involved, but I think you've got a severe problem of self-deception with Anthony Weiner, as well as a agreement made by Huma Abedin that just makes me deeply uncomfortable trusting her, especially in light of the fact that she worked for a liar, and that liar, that's the truth. Don't like to name call Hillary. What does it matter? What difference does it make? Clinton, Benghazi. And I can go back to a number of foggy memories and events where you say, is Hillary being honest? And yes, I still expect honesty out of our leadership. And when it's not there, I don't care if it's an RRD. I want accountability. Don't we all? Yes, we do. And I'm going to have to save this one because it is so good. It's Alan West. And I'll have to save this for a little later. And then I have Kathleen Sebelius queued up. And this is from last week. She invoked the Civil Rights Act to sell Obamacare. Say, Crane, what does that have to do with today? Well, Karl Rove wrote an article about a week ago, but now it's been brought up because President Obama's on the campaign trail, and he is targeting specific markets to tell us that Obamacare is working. Why is he targeting specific markets? And how does this play into the debt ceiling debate that will happen and is on its way? This is what it's about. We'll break down the messaging, the narratives, the strategies, and why it's important to you. Because there are those who are willing to go to the mat for Obamacare and ending Obamacare. And they're willing to shut down the government to do it. 1994 was in 1995. Did they remember that? Well, is that memory relevant to today? Is it applicable? Answer those questions on the flip side. Crane Durham's Nothing But Truth, proudly on AFR Talk.